Hey y'all, today is Saturday, April 25th, and it is the start of our Smutathon weekend. So I did not post a TBR for the Smutathon weekend, mainly because I just found out about it yesterday. I won't lie. So I decided to go ahead and participate, and I actually started a book yesterday. It's called Deviant by Callie Hart, and I finished it. I read from like midnight until 2 in the morning or a little after, and I went ahead and finished that book. So I actually finished my first Smutathon book, and Deviant by Callie Hart was very good. It's really twisted and super steamy and very short. So I finished that. And now I'm going to kind of put off on the second book. It does end in a cliffhanger, so I want to read the second book soon. But I decided to wait on it for just a minute because I wanted to read the group book, and that is Theirs for the Night by Katie Robert. And I haven't read anything by Katie Robert, but I've heard such good things about other people on BookTube who absolutely love her series, especially the one where it's a retelling of all like the Cinderella princesses and different Tinkerbell and all kinds of retelling books that are supposed to be super smutty and super good, and I want to get to those soon. But I decided, since this is a really quick novella, I do want to go ahead and read it. So that is the ebook that I'm going to be reading. I'm also listening to the audiobook of Dare to Resist by Laura Kay. This is also a pretty short audiobook. I think it's like 3.5 hours, which means I'll get through it probably in about an hour and a half. And then I will see what I want to read next, and I will update you guys soon on the couple of books that I am reading. All right, everyone, so I have an update for you. I have spent most of my afternoon outside just relaxing. Sorry if you can hear a whole bunch of mowers and stuff in the background. It is definitely a Saturday afternoon in the suburbs. And so I finished reading Theirs for the Night by Katie Robert, and I loved it. It is straight and to the point. It is a male, female romance, bisexual romance, and the two boys just so happen to be a prince and a bodyguard. And I mean, what more perfect reading material could you have for Smutathon other than that? So that was amazing. And I don't know what I'm gonna read next. So I think the next ebook I'm gonna pick up is Fracture, which is the second book in the Callie Hart series that I've been reading. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start that one next. I still am reading or listening to the audiobook of the Laura Kay book that I started, and that's super quick, so I'll get through that today. So I'm hoping to get through at least 2 more books today. We will see. I'm working on dinner, and then I've just been like spending my afternoon out here because it's like 75 and gorgeous. So that's what I've done most of my day, and I'm just relaxing and reading and taking it easy on this Saturday. So I will update you guys soon on my reading progress though. Back with another quick update. Sorry if it's blinding. I'm blinded right now. It is 6:30 in the evening on Saturday, and I'm about halfway through the second book, Fracture. I will say the first book, I almost gave it 5 stars, and then there was something at the beginning of this book that really had me going, that's a little cheesy. So I did go ahead and give it a little less. I gave it about a 4-star rating, but the book's really good. It's super hot. It's super short. The second book is the exact same. You've got a really bad guy mixed with this good girl, and it is their relationship, and it's pretty twisted. There's a suspenseful plot line going on where she's trying to save her sister. He is doing some bad stuff because he's related to some pretty bad people. There's kind of a mob plot line to this, but it's pretty interesting and suspenseful. A lot of action and a lot of sex, and it's really good. So that is what I'm reading right now. I still haven't listened to this audiobook. I've just kind of been sitting out here all evening. Obviously, I have my garage door down, so it's all messy back there. Sorry for the lovely background between that and my recycle bin over here. But I'm just sitting here relaxing. I've got 2 different birds' nest. Oh, that reminds me. I had something super funny happen just a minute ago, and I'll show you the video clip of it here. But, so I've got 2 different birds' nests in my front yard. I've got one that's right on my front porch, and there was 3 babies in it, and then I have one that's in my carport that's like literally right there, and the mother bird is sitting in it, and she is nesting right now, and she does not like me to go anywhere near her bird's nest. She'll like fly at me. So I was looking at the babies, just kind of, holy shit, that sounded like a gunshot. It wasn't, but it sounded like it. Okay, so never mind, that was a gunshot. Welcome to living in Oklahoma. It's the country. Gunshots happen. Okay, so anyway, like I was saying, I was sitting there looking at the birds and was trying to get a little bit of footage of it. And so I put my phone up, like kind of above it to see if, because it's way up high. So, but I wanted to be able to see inside the nest. And so I was looking at the 3 little birds and just like kind of putting my camera up over it. And they were looking at me, all 3 of them. And I thought, oh, that's really cool. And in the next instant, like as I was moving my camera back to get away from them, because obviously I'm not going to get too close. I don't want to scare them or anything. Apparently something scared them, and they all flew out of the nest as fast as they could and scared the shit out of me instead. So I've got footage of that. Anyway, yeah, that's really all that's been going on. I've just had an entire day where I've just sat outside. It is so beautiful out here today. And I haven't really felt like doing anything but just sitting out here reading. I'm reading my ebook all day. It's just easier to read outside. And anyway, that is what's been going on with me. I am going to go ahead and update you whenever I have some more bookish things to talk about. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Lots of baby birds around here. There's Mama Bird. Alright, hey y'all, so today is now Sunday. I have a lot more to update you on, but I want to real quickly talk about the last kind of couple of clips that I did. I was thinking about actually not adding that in there because it kind of makes me look like a country hillbilly with the gunshots going off and everything in the background. Just want to give you the heads up, I'm in Oklahoma. It is literally the middle of nowhere. Even in the suburbs, like my neighborhood is a typical neighborhood. It just so happens to have roosters and chickens and cows and horses in it. So gunshots are not uncommon here. And so I don't want to like have anybody freak out or think like that there was something really bad going on. There wasn't. It was just a normal weekend here in Oklahoma. We love our guns. They go off a lot. It's really not like a thing, so don't freak out about that. Okay, so now that I've said that and it's out of the way, I want to update you on everything I read yesterday. So I read a total of 3 books. As I mentioned before, the first book that I finished was Deviant by Callie Hart. This is the first of 6, and it is kind of a serial novel. So they're all kind of really short. They're between like 125 and 175 pages each. So they make like little serial novels. So I read Deviant. I gave this one 4 stars. I kind of was talking yesterday about a few of the things that I liked about the novel, but that there was a couple things that I just wasn't like, oh, I love that. I thought there was some really cheesy moments. I thought that it was, the innocent girl act was really quite annoying. So I gave it 4 stars. The next book I read was Theirs for the Night by Katie Robert. I gave this one 4.5 stars. I truly loved it. I highly recommend. It's only like 75 pages or something, but it has really well developed characters. I love the fact that it was a bisexual MMF threesome. Both guys are alpha males and hot, and they just so happen to kind of like each other too. So it was just really, really a good time. I really enjoyed that book. And then I finished by reading Fracture by Callie Hart. And this was the second out of the 6 books, and I really like this one as well. I also gave it 4 stars. I also got about 30% of the way through Dare to Resist by Laura Kay. I'm really enjoying the audiobook. Well, I'm enjoying the actual story. Let me put it that way. I'm not a huge fan of the narrator on the audiobook. I hate to say this, but she kind of sounds like my grandma, and so it makes the story really, really awkward because it's just her. Like, there's not like I mean, I think there might be dual perspective. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far into it to really notice. It's a very short audiobook, thankfully, but it's just her who's narrating it. And like I said, she kind of sounds like my grandma. So it's okay. It's not going to be a 5-star read for me. The story is actually pretty interesting. It is about a couple of nerds who are into coding and stuff, and they are trying to both get a contract for the military on some kind of a system thing, and they are in a small town, and it just so happens that it's also a brother's best friend romance, and she's 6 years younger than him, so there is a little bit of an age gap. He grew up around her from a little kid. They had something happen almost 3 years ago, and he kind of told her it was a mistake. And so now they are trying to start something up, and it's really good so far. I'm enjoying it, but like I said, I'm not a fan of the narrator. Then today already, well, I say already, but it's like 3 in the afternoon, I finished Burn, which is the 3rd book in the Callie Hart series. And with some serial novella type books like this, it starts out like on a bam and it's super good, and then it kind of goes downhill. Whereas this one is starting out kind of slow. It's a forced, well, I say slow, it's not slow at all. Like, the series is super dark, it's twisted, it's BDSM, it has group sex, like, it's super hot and stuff. Like, so it doesn't start out slow, but it starts out as like a 4-star read. And the last 2 books, the first 2 books were really good, and this 3rd book was a 5-star read. It's getting a lot better. It was super action-packed. It's super hot. It is interesting, and I'm finding out that I really love both of the main characters a whole lot, as well as I'm liking a lot of the side characters too. This is kind of an unbelievable story. Like I said, it is a very dark romance. It involves a mob boss. It involves the cartel. It involves a motorcycle club, like a whole bunch of different bad guys all kind of getting together, and they're stealing a girl now in the 3rd book, and it is interesting to find out that what we were thinking for the first 2 books is actually not the case in this 3rd book, and it just completely threw me for a twist. It was so well done. I really am enjoying it, and so I am done with that one. I'm going to start the 4th book, but I'm going to listen to the rest of this audiobook first, and then I'll start the 4th book in the series. As soon as I'm done with these 6 books, then I'm going to jump in and read the Katie Roberts book, or Katie Robert. I always try to add that S at the end. But I want to finish the Menage trilogy after this because it was really good. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. So that is my plan. I want to finish at least the audiobook and hopefully another book today, finish out the 4th book in the series. And that's probably going to be it for me. So that'll be a total of 6 books in 2 days. That's really good. And then I'm going to continue on with kind of this whole train of thought. By Monday, tomorrow, I will continue to read as much as I can out of this 6 books, finish those up, and then read the Katie Robert book because it's just really good. I need to get back into reading my Lux series after this, but I just kind of put that to the side while I was reading all of the Smutathon books because that is a young adult book. But I do need to get back into my paperback book and read it. But I will do that very soon. But I'm super interested in the books that I'm reading right now that I kind of don't want to put them down. So I'm going to read them first and then I'll go back. But anyway, that is it for me. That's my update. I'm going to go ahead and jump back into this audiobook and I will update you guys very soon. Can I just say that Oklahoma has some of the most beautiful sunsets you've ever seen? Isn't that stunning? Kind of looks like a set off of a movie, doesn't it? That's gorgeous. Hey y'all, so it is now, technically it's Monday morning. It's just after midnight, and that means the Smutathon is officially over. I'm so sad. This weekend was so much fun. I just finished reading my 6th book, and that was Fallen by Callie Hart, which is book number 4 in my series that I'm reading. It was really good. I have never read 6 books in 2 days before, so that was a small little mini challenge I set for myself, and I completed. Of course, all of the books were a little bit shorter. I think my smallest book was 78 pages. The highest amount that I read was a little over 200. So I averaged, it was around 175 pages, I think, a book is what it equated to this weekend. But I read 6 books, and that has been it for me. It's been a fun readathon. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. And yeah, let me know what you read in the comments below. Let's go ahead and just keep the conversation going. I will talk to you guys very soon.